Hello and welcome to School Unlimited. Um, Today we want to look at people like you who went through full scholarship soon after finishing the secondary level. You are sponsored to go and study. I don't know whether it was outside the country or within the country, but at least you had full scholarship. So can you elaborate more on that? What was happening during your time?
Thank you, Mr. Miller. The whole idea is during the times when I went to school, there was the need to develop a science base with scholars like us being able to prepare for the work in Zimbabwe. So at that time, there were so many scholarships. There was a lot of support to develop the Zimbabwean government as it were per se.
Thank you very much. You come from Zimbabwe and I'm coming from Zambia. We are in Botswana. So we're talking about SADC here. Now, if we may just look at SADC itself, is it doing enough to educate its youths? I'm talking about the youths that are found in the SADC region, as they say.
Generally, what has happened is most of the government have expanded education to very far places. Some of the remotest places, there have been at least secondary schools. Botswana, for example, started with just a few secondary schools. Now I think they boast in one particular year to have produced about 114 schools. So if you look at that, there are a lot of students who come out of those schools who need places for university, tertiary education and all that. So at the end, it rather becomes difficult for the governments to be able to sponsor all those for them to be able to proceed into tertiary education.
Okay, so you agree that it becomes difficulty for the government to sponsor. But we're talking about planning here. Does it mean that any given government in the SADC, they do not plan well in advance, project as to the number of students, youths they are going to sponsor at a given time?
Most of the governments after independence thought in terms of mass education. And it was a commitment for them because apart from any other of their manifestos, they thought in terms of education as a way of taking people from their poverty lines or areas where they were under duress. So education was used here as a way of improving the populations. But unfortunately, like I was saying, the numbers have been so great and the numbers cannot be taken over by the government. Simply taken, if you look at the Botswana students, we have about 18,000 students who enroll to write BGCSE as well as IGCSE in private school. At the end, out of that, 30% are able to qualify and attain university level. Of that 30%, we are talking of quite a big number that the government has to sponsor. There are no facilities to sponsor those children. We don't have enough money to.
In that case, am I right if I were to say that most of the students who have since graduated were sponsored, they were sponsored in wrong careers, if you may say so, because most of them went for white collar careers or jobs. Can we say they were wrongly sponsored?
It was not exactly so. Aspirations were different for people, and at that particular time, Maybe people thought the courses that they were taking were some of the very best in the vision. Unfortunately, it has not worked for academic education. What we need at the moment is a lot of technical education, vocational education, so that people become practical and are able to make their own jobs. Unfortunately, most of the education that has been there in most of our African states has been education which makes us, or which makes the population workers. And most people are looking for jobs rather than creating jobs, which they can possibly still do and move to higher heights.
May you kindly put an emphasis on what the governments in SADC region need to do so that they can mitigate this problem, where we have graduates, students graduate, and yet they do not have employment. Can you advise the governments what they are supposed to do so that at the end of the day, when the students graduate, at least they have something to do?
In as much as I have as an opinion, I'm still looking at vocational education. We need to take this program seriously. It should not be taken as education for failures, but it should be taken as an option where probably people do technical colleges, in technical colleges do technical courses which they advance and move on to very great levels. I'm talking about it be taken like technicals, the way they were in South Africa. They really shot up and shot a lot in terms of producing people who could produce goods, services, and make the South African market very progressive.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mazime. Well, viewers, you have heard for yourselves. We really need to think deep in terms of this topic that we are considering. Mr. Mazime has brought up a lot of issues which the government in the whole SADC region need to consider. We are going to meet in the next video. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.